Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today we're going to be doing a special video on the resources available for you for playing Star Wars Unlimited. This could be for someone brand new to the game, someone just attending your locals, or someone getting ready for Galactics like we are. I thought about all the different things we're doing to prep for these tournaments and wanted to share it with the community. So we're going to go through a bunch of the different tools around deck building, playing, tracking stats, and just really anything you would need to prepare yourselves for a Star Wars Unlimited game. We are going to cover some of the different things that are available. The community is so amazing. There are so many great tools out there. So we're going to hit on the ones that we're using, and I know we might leave some out. So in the comments, if you want to know other tools that people would benefit from, please add them in there. It is such an amazing community, and we want to support everyone there. So let's start with talking about the basics. When we think about building a deck, you got to start with SWODB. Here you can build a deck, read about the cards, you can track your collection, you can see other people's hot decks. We're going to go live to each thing as well so we can see through it a little bit. So you can see on SWODB on the base screen, it has the new sets. You can click in and look at them. You can look at the hot decks that are out there that people are posting, make comments on them, copy them if you want to try them out. It also has a rule set, all the set information, and then of course you can store your decks here. Here are just some of the fun ones that we're messing around with. The other great thing from here is you can copy these deck links into things like Melee when you need to upload a deck, or into some of the stat trackers for the opportunities when you want to continue to track your deck's performance and adjust cards throughout. So SWODB is a great place to start for anyone deck building and then wanting to share their decks out. If we think about from deck building to playing, there are really two main places where you can play. I think Carabas is the one you'll see our videos on. That's where we do most of our games, pretty much all of them. And then Tabletop Simulator also through Steam has an opportunity for Play Star Wars Unlimited. I think before Carabas existed, it was much more popular. Now I think it's still popular, but Carabas has kind of taken over as the place where people play a lot. So if we take a look at Carabas, I think everyone is mostly familiar with it. But if you're not, here you can do quick matches, you can create your own lobbies. They have a lot of options, Premier and Eternal. You can change the card pool set. When you're creating your own lobby, you can even switch it to open or limited for testing with drafts and things like that. And then you can watch other games. The other great things you can do here is in your preferences, you can link to these places like SWOStats and SWOBASE to track your deck performance over time. It's a great place to play games, also to track what's happening, and sometimes you can take a peek and see what other people are building out. Really fun resource there. And we mentioned Tabletop Simulator on Steam. You can see here, you can go there and subscribe and download that if you use a Tabletop Simulator. So a couple of great resources for playing Star Wars Unlimited online. And I want to talk about when we get into deck building beyond what you can do on SWODB, and when you want to go to things like I want to build a sealed deck, or I want to do a draft. Places like Protect the Pod, that's the one I use. It's amazing. You can see from the screenshot, you can do solo, you can do it with other people, you can build, it tracks history, it tracks stats. You can also use places like Force Table. That's more of a CPU interaction. You can open a sealed pod, build it, and then play a few CPU opponents. Some great practice, I think, going into things like bigger tournaments or even your pre-release. As we take a look at Protect the Pod in more detail, you can see on the side I can track my history of what I've been doing. I can look at drafts that have happened with other people and see what I picked, see what they picked, and start to learn either where I'm making mistakes or what I could be doing better. And then also, when you're a Patreon, you get a little extra benefits. It will create an area where you can do a live draft or live sealed pod with a group of people. It'll create the brackets for you. It'll track the performance. Just a great tool. Head in their Discord. You can always find people playing there as well. I know there are other sites that do this as well, but this is just our preferred one and has been amazing for our prep for Galactics. And as I mentioned, Force Table is also another one. You can sign up with them. You can do quick matches, sealed and draft. You can be as a supporter. You can do those things, and that's all interactive with a CPU, but still good practice just to see pack openings and start to deck build in that way. Really, really cool tools for building for sealed and draft. And we want to thank the community so much for building those for us. As we think about other things that you might want for Star Wars Unlimited, we've hinted at some of these things, and they're just areas where you can track games, track stats, really start to get deeper into your decks, what's working, what's not, and a lot of interesting shared components with other teammates or other people you want to practice with. SwooStats.net is one you can link directly with Carabas, and you can see all of your deck performance. You can make changes there. You can even see other decks and what's happening with them. Swoo Base is an amazing one, and we're going to go through all of these, where you can look at meta reports from PQs and different things. You can also build out your own teams where you guys are sharing decks and seeing stats from when you play the deck, when others play the deck, and these matchup spreads. And then CaraBuddy I talked about before, it's more of an extension, but if you add that extension to your browser, it will record your games. And then you can share those games with others or watch them yourself. You can even create teams in Carabas and have some sharing and tracking there. So let's take a look at these and see what we're talking about. So SwooStats is the first one. You can see here I just have the stats screen up, and it's a bunch of different decks that people have been playing that they've shared, and it shows what's happening with them. You can see some of their matchups, how it's winning, what turn it's winning on. And then if you log in, you can load your own decks into that, and then you can see what cards you're using the most in wins, what you're resourcing, how often they win. And then I believe if you are a supporter of some teams, they share some of their pieces through. You can see up here like KTOD and others share some information through it. So you can link this through Carabas, and you can upload your decks and track. Really great resource there. Swoo Base, which I think is an amazing one. Again, here you can see is just decks that people are putting in here that you can check out. But also when there are tournaments running, and you've seen us talk about this before, and if you watch content creators like Colorado Cantina Crew, they do a great job of this. You can go through the meta trends, matchups, leader and base matchups, things like that. You can create your own teams, your own decks, and you can track your own stats as well. Just a lot of great things here, as well as creating collections. So highly recommend linking to Swoo Base, getting with other players, creating teams, and kind of messing around with it. It can be really, really nice. And then for CaraBuddy, here's kind of the output. If you have this installed, it shows up when you're playing games. It records your videos. Here's some games I've been messing around with. And you can see your stats here for games as well as replays. And then you can create teams and tournaments and different things as you see on the left-hand side here, and do a lot of great things with understanding, and actually sharing with others has been really fun because you can show what cards worked, what didn't, get feedback. Just a great way to continue to improve your game. So just great tools out there. And again, all of these things are community member created. They have Discord. You can jump in and say hi to them. They love interacting with the community. They love feedback. It's a very great group of people, and we really appreciate them. Okay, so beyond game and stat tracking, there are other great information spots. Of course, StarWarsUnlimited.com, which is the main site for the game. There you can find all the latest news and tournament information, the full card database, the official leaderboard for tracking, really anything you're looking for related to official statements from the game. I would go to StarWarsUnlimited.com. And then Swoo Competitive Hub tracks all of the major tournaments, all the decks that are being used. You can access them and test them out. Shows some interesting meta reports. A really great site for that. HRI.gg is basically a Holocron index report place where they track everyone's stats, show rankings like world rankings. You can create your own team and see your team rankings versus others. A really cool place to see all kinds of stats, your head-to-head matchups versus other people, where you stand in the world, those kinds of things. And then tcgplayer.com, where you can buy cards you need. So let's take a look at some of these and talk more detail. I think we mentioned StarWarsUnlimited.com before. Right at the top, you can see all the drop downs with the right information, news, card database, store and event locator. As you scroll down, new things that they put out will show up here. Just a great resource for everything Star Wars related. And then we talked about the competitive hub, and you can see here, we haven't had tournaments in a little while, but even these showdowns can show up here. You can see the top 8 placements. You can click in and see where they see their decks and see their matchups and how they went. So here's their deck, and here's everything they played against and how they did. Just a really cool resource for all these types of things. You can click on the meta and see all the different things that are performing, which decks are winning the most, leader bases in the top 8, that kind of thing. And you can look up any tournament and see the winners, and then click in for more detail. And it has these special tournaments and qualifiers. A really great place to check out what's happening and how the meta is shifting. And then I mentioned this before, the Holocron Index. Here I have our team up. So you can see right here, it has South Bay Syndicate, our rating, our top player, which I know he's going to be happy to see that there, our champion, Ninja Ferret, and then our group. And you can see where we stand there. And it's also showing our season 1 points and how we're doing. It's also updated now where you can click on our YouTube. But if you go to the overall leaderboard, excuse me, you can see Bobby Sapphire was the leader, was the winner this season. You can also look at it for each set. So Premier, Oliver had the top rating for Premier. For Limited, it was Bobby, and then Eternal, James. So you can see those kinds of things. And you can actually already see season 2, what it would have looked like. And you can see what the difference is. If we type in SBS and we see ourselves, Jonathan's at 430 points, I believe. He would have been at 1,000. You saw me at 55, would be at 210. So we're looking forward to the new points updates and what that would mean for us. Just a really cool place to check it out. And then when teams are playing, you can kind of track how they're doing that week. If you click into a team, you can see their top players, their top rival teams. Really just fun and cool place. Again, community built. Just a great and fun way to track things. I mentioned TCG Player. We were looking at Governor Price after our last video, but you can kind of find any Star Wars Unlimited card here. You can buy them or sell them. Just a good tool to get cards you might need. All right, let's see what else we got for you other than highlighting our stuff. All right, so other thing I want to mention is really Star Wars Unlimited is a community game, and it is an amazing community, and I highly recommend trying to connect with the community, whether it's through Discord, YouTube content and creators, your local stores. All these are very important. On the Discord side, there'll be a link in the description to our Discord if you want to come and say hi. We're always chatting in there about different decks and different things going on. Other Discords I think are very active as well and very friendly. Content creators, I'm just going to mention a few of my favorite ones. There's so many great ones out there. I really enjoy the Colorado Cantina crew. They have a couple different channels where they do live play and meta discussion. I've the Twin Suns groups out there. They have some great Twin Suns channels that you can really check out and have a lot of fun with that game. I think that Woo does a great job of breaking things down and really talking about the important cards to think about and the matchups, and that can be a great resource. If you like different kinds of decks all the time, I think Veiled Shot makes a lot of fun in different decks that you can learn from and try out. And that's just to name a few. There's so many great ones out there. The Blue Milk Gaming Group, they do a lot of live gameplay, very interactive with the community. I really enjoy their channel as well. And I like our channel. If you guys like it as well, that'd be awesome if you want to like this video and subscribe to it. We always appreciate that. And then all of these content creators, they have Discord. You can come in and say hi. A lot of the tools we're showing also have that. And then your local stores are the best place to meet people and kind of build a community. We play at Lost Planet in Torrance. If you're in the area, we play there on Thursdays. Please come and hang out and say hi with it. It's a great place to play Star Wars, and we just have a ton of fun with it. So that's kind of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to give you some of the tools that we are using, how we're using them. I'll put links in the description for all the different tools. I highly recommend you checking them out. If you're new to the game, it can be great resources. If you're heading to Galactics, great way to test and prepare, and really anything in between. It all really works out well. And so thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great one.